Okay, well, this morning we see that Biden is moving ahead, and of course Trump is coming out, and you know, it's fake. I'm taking it to the courts. It might even go to the Supreme Court. I'll never concede. I'm not going to concede. You know. So will he ever give a concession speech? Now, my feeling is no. He absolutely communication, and I can't think this is his community. His community. I think he will continue to spin it. He cannot, within himself, ever admit he was wrong or defeat or anything. Never, ever, ever can he do it. Never can he do it. He can never say he was wrong. So will he ever give a concession speech? Connection. Charging forward. And I think this has to do with his community. They will stay forever, for the most part, in this delusional spin, because they believe him hook, line, and sinker, whatever he says. If he says the moon is green cheese, they will believe him. Upheaval. Yeah. He's continuing to tell his people. They continue to believe it. They continue to act out in these deep state conspiracies, etc. So I think that's going to continue. We have East beginning. Beginning of, you know, at the past, looking at the past things, reminiscing, memory. Yeah, so I think he's going to continue to draw on this stuff that he's said from the beginning. I couldn't lose unless it's fake, unless it's fraud. Look what I've done for the country. So I think he's in his childish fantasy, really. Wildness, electricity. The burden, yeah. This is something he can't deal with losing. Harmony. So yeah, this is telling me that he's going to continue to pull his people in, even when it's absolutely clear, no way, no shape, no form, that Trump has won the election. Still, he will not concede. He will never concede. And his followers, he's going to continue to drag them into these deep state conspiracy things, because they're in harmony with him. They're in harmony with him. And this burden that he's lost the election, losing the election, they cannot accept it, and it is causing this acting out. We see them out there yelling, stop the vote, and, you know, just all this craziness. And It's not going to stop. Like I said, you know, I think that the reading I got before, and this is his world, his people, again, his people, his world are charging forward and making an upheaval. Just causing more problems, causing more, and it's all on him. He is the instigator of this. Now, I think that the reading I got before, which I don't like at all, was right after the inauguration, something is going to happen. Domestic terrorism. What they're going to pull, who knows? Last evening, they arrested some guys that were coming up in this Hummer to shoot up where they're counting the votes. So again, this is another thing from Trump, stirring up the people, getting these people, you know, because like I said, they believe every single word that comes out of his mouth, even though there's no evidence, there's nothing at all. If he says it, it's got to be true, because, you know, he is God's chosen. And they sincerely believe this. So let's look at his followers. Is there going to be more upcoming violence on their part? Because they are not believing anything. They are lockstep with him. It's like the Borg. It's like the Borg. It's like they get taken over by the mind of Trump. A scary thought, isn't it? So, yeah, it's in motion. He's got this stuff in play. Yeah, it's in motion. More is misinformation. More darkness, more drama with his followers. They're going to probably continue to act out. So let's see what else. Are his followers going to continue to act out? Is it, you know, is this going to ramp up even more? Again, yeah. Continuing on, the wildness, the electricity. Nope. He has got them amped up. He has got them absolutely amped up and craziness going. Yeah, he's being so beleaguered, and they're willing to fight. They're willing to... look at this face. Look at the suspicions on there. Okay? Suspicious. So many of them have gone down the QAnon rabbit hole. Okay? They have lost all sense of logic, reason. Yeah, they're on the path of whatever he says. That's the path they're going to take. Okay. So it's on Trump. He continues to fuel this with his followers. Protection, cave. That card just keeps, it is like the virus. We're just like a virus. Protection, investigation. Okay, so this is telling me the FBI and things, they're looking at for these potential hotspots. They're going to be continuing to find these plots. They're going to, law enforcement really has to keep an eye out for them. So it's looking like there's going to be more plots and things by these people. Just like the last night, they caught these guys that were going to come and shoot up. And that's scary. That's scary. They're going to come and shoot up where they're doing the vote counting. Okay? And the connection, again, this is, you're noticing we continue to get the same things, the fueled up, the energy, this connection to Trump, that they are just the Borg. I just call them the Borg. They're totally, you know, in alignment with Trump and whatever crazy thing he's saying. Disguise. Yeah, it's not the truth of what's being done with the voting and things, and the way it's a mask. It's a lie. It's fake. What's being presented is not the truth, and they believe, yeah, offering. So yeah, they're going to bring forward more things. Okay? I should be really riding a black horse in this one. Because they're going to be bringing in still more of this communication, more of this rhetoric, more of this acting out. Whatever he tells them to go do, they're going to go do it. Okay? They're going to go and continue to bring it forward and present it like his little thuggy army. Okay? Continuing to go forward in misinformation. So yeah, expect more problems, more rioting, more, you know, acting out, more of this nonsense. Okay? Okay. Are some of them going to wake up? Will some of them wake up out of their delusional spin for the truth of the elections, you know, for what the truth is? Are some of them going to wake up? Yeah. Discipline, it's going to take time. It's going to take time to break through. It's going to take time to break through. Yeah, because they're passionate. They're not seeing. They're not seeing clearly. They are passionate about Trump and their belief things. And yeah, dark matters. I mean, it's going to take time for them to transform because they are still locked in these dark projections. Okay? And I mean, they are passionate about it. So it's going to take quite some time. It's not like they'll be railing about this for quite some time. Still believing that Trump did not lose, that Trump is the savior, that he is God's chosen, and that so that's really, I mean, that's a sad commentary to have to make, but it's going to take quite some time before they break out of their spin, before they break out of it. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here. You know, we know Biden is going to win. We know that Trump will not prevail. he can scream and rail and you know, play the Mad Hatter and think he's in Alice Wonderland, and that he's having the tea party, and he can sit there and say it all he wants to, doesn't make it so. He is in his own delusion and world of nothing can touch me, I'm the greatest, so failed that he has to continue. And now that this is coming true, you know, that they are, it's catching up with him, he is in full meltdown mode. And again, I could never lose. And he set this up. It's like I said, did I not say this? Watch. There's a reason he told all his people to vote on the day of election. He had this planned out already. Okay? This was his game plan. Okay? Looked like a big red wave. Okay? And then when all these other votes start coming in, it's fake, it's fraud, no, look at how far I am ahead, there's no way, this is a lie. It's, you know, he had this, and this is what I said from quite some time. He's going to have this big red wave, claim victory, and Biden's going to come from the back because we voted early and they don't get counted. First things that get counted are the day of the election, okay? So all this was, you know, seen before, and we just have to sit back and watch it play out. Don't, for God's sakes, don't go out there and demonstrate, you know, for Biden. Don't put yourself out there in harm's way, because these fools are so jacked up, ginned up, jacked up, you know, that Lord only knows how far they would take it. They are really out of their minds. They are irrational, okay? And you cannot talk sense to an irrational person. So don't put yourself out there, like it said the other day in the reading. Really, you know, we've won, okay? We've won. We don't have to, you know, interact with them. We've won. And that's it. They can have their spin and screaming and acting out and throwing their tantrums. Okay, but the fact is, Trump has lost. Okay? Fact is, Trump has lost. And they're going to have to get it together. Okay, so let them have their time of acting out and screaming, and let the police handle this. Let the police handle this. Stay out of the mix, because it's not going to help anything. Absolutely not. Again, we can't rationalize with a person that's out of their mind, crazed. And these people are really illogical. They won't look at facts. They won't hear anything other than what the head of the Borg says. And they are little, you know, plugged in robots right down the line. So, you know, he's going to continue to gin them up, fuel them up, create this angst and doubt, and, you know, it's what he's done his whole presidency. Why would we think there's going to be anything different now? And especially the fact it's in his face he's going down, and he knows when he goes down, he is going to lose everything. And it will be made apparently clear that he has been a criminal his whole life. Money laundering charges, RICO charges are going to come down the pike on him. All these investigations and things that he's been able really to keep the lid on, and that he and Barr have been able to you know, spin, are going to come out. Okay? They're going to come out. There is no no one there that can, at that point, once Biden is in office, there's nobody there that has the right to continue to squash this stuff. So yes, it's going to come out. Those of us of the light have seen this, will see this, you know, and those that have exchanged the light for the dark, they'll rail against it. They will spit and sputter. If you've ever seen a dark entity in someone, if you've ever encountered one of these things, they want to act all powerful. It will sit there and spit and growl and make the most horrendous sound, literally. If you've ever, they do literally spit, and they sit and threaten, and they make all sorts of these wild proclamations, okay? Try to put you in fear base so they can control you. It's amazing to see, okay? And it could be quite frightening if you have never encountered it before. But literally, it sounds like The Exorcist. They're growling, it's spitting, it's, you know, it's dark, it's ugly, it's nasty, you know? And it shows what's at the heart of that the lie, the you know, degradation, you know, they have exchanged something that was pure for something that is dark, okay? And so when that comes out, it's very nasty, sticky, but you don't have to fear it, because if you don't open yourself to it, it's got nowhere to go, okay? I've literally encountered that. One finger in the third eye, boom, you're done, and they're done. Okay, they're done. Literally, they're done. Okay? So, again, I tell you, nothing to fear. Yes, they're going to have some uprisings. They're going to start getting even more crazy because Trump, the Tangerine Tyrant, okay, they're drinking the tangerine Kool-Aid, okay? And like I said, it's like the Borg. It just feels like he's the head of the line, and it's got this electric cord, and they're all plugged into it. They're all plugged in, okay? And it's like they have no mind of their own anymore. They plugged in to this fantasy, to this delusion, and run with it, okay? So I'm going to leave this here, but again, don't put yourself out there in harm's way. Let them have their tantrums. Let the police take care of it. There's going to be more FBI looking at these things, really monitoring it, because they see the writing on the wall. More of this stuff is coming. And yes, we've got the great instigator in the White House still, flailing in there, and just absolutely in meltdown mode, okay? So I'm going to leave this here. Love and light to everyone. I will see you online.